Welcome to another episode of Social in Real Life. I'm your host, Melanie, and today we're talking about outsourcing and how to outsource social media manager style. Today we're talking about needing to outsource and how to pick the right outsource, i.e. in this case, a social media manager, to better support your business. As a small business myself, I know that we cannot do this by ourselves. We need a group, a team. Even if it's just a +1, you need somebody else because the workload can add up and quickly. So when do I know that I need to outsource? You need to outsource as soon as possible. I actually saw a video of another lady, now a millionaire, what she's talking about that would held her back from earning the most that she has earned is not hiring early. And actually, I feel a little taken back by that because I've always had this, I can do it by myself. I've done it by myself. I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to waste the money or the time trying to hire somebody else. And that has kept me back. But we have a team, we have hired some people, and we are excited to explode and be able to go forward. So that's why I'm here to tell you, you need to outsource, but we need to know who we're outsourcing to. So how to choose a social media manager. First of all, you need to know, are you feeling overwhelmed with social media? Are you feeling stuck with your content? Are you not able to clearly relay the message to the audience? If you answered yes, then you may want to hire a social media manager. A social media manager creates content, some of them edit, some of them post, some of them create marketing plans. They all have different areas in which they succeed at and they're niche down, but you just gotta find the ones that do. How do you do that? You ask around, you look on social media, see their bio, see their work, see if something that you can relate with and that you can work with, both financially and in person. Because let's be real, we don't have to hire just to hire. We need to hire with a purpose. So how to hire the right person. You need to sit down and write down all the things that you need outsourced, all the things that you no longer want to do, put them in lines. I don't want to do content. I don't want to do none of that. I don't have a nice camera. That, boom. It's time to hire a social media manager. I don't want to do my budget. I don't want to do my money. It's time to hire a CPA. I can't do my website or maintain it. Then it's time to hire an editor to update your website or, keep up the brand. But me, coming back to the center, as a social media manager, I specialize in capturing content, editing content, and posting content in different social media platforms that the business is wanting to post, right? I give ideas and I also give them tips on where they should post. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to push something that they don't want to do. So that's where comes my other point. You need to find somebody that connects and can communicate with you at a level that you feel comfortable and confident in giving that part of your business to the social media manager. I overheard a conversation when I was in a coffee shop here in Texas, and this coffee shop owner was interviewing a VA, and she was like, I just don't want to let go. And the VA was like, okay, so what do you want me to do? Because really, if you say you want to outsource, but don't want to let go because you're so afraid, then you may not be ready to outsource. And that's okay. We don't have to be pushing. But if we want to elevate, learn by experience. But if we want to elevate, if we want to grow, we need to be able to be focused on what needs to be done and let go of the other things that you may not be so passionate about, like social media content, website, and your money. Yeah, we want to make money, but you know what I'm talking about. We'll talk about another episode about organizing your finances. But today, it's all about how to hire a social media manager. You have to do some research. You can't just hire the first person. You have to look around. Some hire, they have different budgets. So that's one thing you need to think about. how much you want to spend a month on a social media manager. Some start really small, some go all the way up because of the experience and the everything else that they have and the team that they have. Some specialize just on Facebook and Instagram. Some just do videos. Some just do behind the scenes. You have to take the time to look at who you really want to work with. That may seem the local person who is starting out. That may work out. Or you may want to say, okay, I need to budget this social media because her worth, her work, and her ethic showcases what she can do for her business and what she can do for mine. And if you can see some social proof in their business pages, or he or she can showcase what they can do for you, then that's even a plus. What I don't want you to do is, please don't ask for free work prior to starting, or saying, hey, I would love for you to do X, Y, and Z videos and editing and all these things, which I see often on LinkedIn when I'm just looking to see any contracts that I can add to my business. And they come in asking for, oh, I need you to do 3 posts, a video, and a landing page. Like, okay, that's free work. And I understand that you want to be sure of the work of that person, but you can ask them for a portfolio if they have one. You can ask them for their social media platforms, or social media platforms they have worked with and have grown. Okay. Now let's also talk about, how do you measure a good social media manager? There's many ways in which you can measure good or not so good social media managers. One is that contact with that social media manager. Does she communicate with you? Does she understand your brand and your business? Can she speak for the business if there's nobody around, or if there's last minute content that needs to be posted? Right? Number 2, can she be creative and have different ways of creating content? Because as we know, social media is elevating and changing, and algorithms are getting updated and, different things. So can she stay the part with all the changes that are coming? And if so, how is that going to reflect your time and your budget? Really important. So can you communicate, relate, and like her work? If that's a yes, then you may want to consider hiring that person. You may say, hey, Mel, you know what? I don't have time to hire anybody. I'll just hire whatever, and then I can mold that person. Hey, there's a lot of social media managers that are just freelancers that do a little bit here, do a little bit there, and just flow through the business and do this and that, and that's also great. You just have to know what it is that you need. Going back to those 3 bars, right? What it is that you need on your business in order to make it better. What it is that you need to let go so that you can truly concentrate on what works. Now, let's also add, I know I'm a social media manager and I want that human contact, but you're like, hey, Mel, I just don't have the money, the budget, or I just can't find anybody that truly I want to work with. Then you may want to start a cheaper version with AI. There's plenty of versions that you can choose from there, where you submit some type of content and it may come up with videos and, scripts, pictures, and things like that you may be able to use. But do we want to weigh how good it is? Or do you want to have somebody that can take what you're telling them and then mold it and push it, right? Understands your brand, your audience, your voice. These are all the things that you need to understand as a small business, hiring a person like me, social media manager. Now, it's important that you get to know your social media manager, and also know that we don't have to stick together forever. I can just come in for 3 months and be like, hey, thank you so much. This is what I did for your business. Maybe you have leveled up so much, you need somebody else. You need a whole agency to take care of you. And that's okay. It's knowing when it's time to let go. Knowing when to hire, knowing when to let go, and knowing who to choose for your business in order for it to grow. Now, I hope these quick tips provides you with some insight on how to outsource social media content. It can be hard coming from me, but it's also a way for you to let go of some of the things that are keeping you back in creating what it is that you want to do in your business. Now, let me know in the comments if you have outsourced, if you're afraid of outsourcing, if you're wanting to outsource, and if you want to talk some more about when it's a good time to outsource. Would love to hear your comments below.